I am Zatu, the narrator, the unseen voice that guides you through this grand adventure. You, the listener, can hear my words, yet the characters within this tale remain oblivious to my presence. I am your window into their world, your guide to the secrets and intricacies of those who dwell within it. Like Watu the Watcher, I am bound by the sacred code of non-interference. I cannot sway the tides of fate, nor dictate what paths our heroes will tread. I am but the weaver of stories, the scribe of destiny, chronicling events as they unfold. Brace yourself, for the journey ahead promises wonder, peril, and revelations beyond imagination. Let us step into the tale together as I unveil its mysteries to you.
Welcome back to LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. My name is Jordan and I am the narrator of this podcast. And today I don't have the usual, party with me. I have the return yet again of Fuzzy from Fuzzy on the Details.
Hey man, thank you as always for having me. And hey, I'm happy you announced yourself as the narrator. It's nice not to be the narrator for once.
Yeah, we will definitely get into that. I have a lot of questions, but we'll save that. But yeah, how's everything been going for you?
Everything's great, man. It seems like this is like just always a super exciting time of year, like post Gen Con going up through the end of the year. Just seems like there's a lot of people getting interested in the game. I'm seeing so many posts of people doing fun new things with the game. Everyone seems to be really loving the Avengers book, and it's sparking a lot of creativity. So yeah, it's been super fun lately. It's always fun, but I'm struggling. There's so many things I want to do, and I do not have enough time to do them all, which I guess is a nice problem to have.
I know that's always the thing. I feel like there's always so much I like want to do, I want to get into, I just want to try, but it's just like, where do you find the time with life and family and just everything in the world? Just need more time.
I want to run like six different campaigns.
I get
There's still
that.
X-Men expansion campaigns I haven't run yet that I want to run.
Oh, and so last time we kind of talked. Oh, wait, first of all, if you don't know who Fuzzy is, of course, everyone who I'm sure listens to my podcast, Fuzzy is from Fuzzy on the Details on YouTube, and I would say that he is the biggest content creator, I would say, for the Marvel Multiverse RPG game. And definitely follow him on YouTube. Anywhere else you want to follow? I know, was it Blue Sky?
Yeah,
Blue?
Blue Sky is where I post a lot of my random thoughts. Uh, if there's a new comic I read and I have some, I want to give an artist a shout out. That's a great place to do it because there are a lot of artists on there. So if you follow me there, you can go back and you can see some chats I've had, even authors too. I've had Gail Simone like my posts and Erica Schultz like my
Those are big names
posts,
in
and
comics. Big
yeah,
name in
Cullen
comics.
Bunn liked one a couple weeks back. Matt Forbeck's on there, of course, and he's always sharing stuff. So, uh, yeah, if you want to kind of get a little closer to rubbing shoulders with a lot of like A tier Marvel creators, that's the place to do it. Nick Lowe is another guy who liked one of my posts recently. Yeah,
Editor in chief. Nick Lowe, editor in chief now. What? No,
I don't
not
know if
editor in
he's
chief.
editor in chief. He's one of the editors, but yeah,
Yeah, I'll
he's
say I
he's
know him.
played with the Glass Cannon on a couple of their actual plays. Oh, I've had
Yeah,
a, I've had a oh I've had Skid. Skid and I had a little back and forth, and Sydney from Glass Cannon as well as liked a couple of things. So yeah, I just feel like that's not something you can do on say Twitter right
yeah.
now. And I tried Twitter a while back. I, I just couldn't handle it.
We failed miserably at Twitter. We still have one, but I mean we barely use that thing.
I keep it just so nobody grabs the name. But yeah, I tried to get engagement and all I got was Russian bots. Like I would wake up one morning and there'd be like, oh wow, I have 20 new people subscribing me and they're all young ladies from Russia. Interesting
I
how that
dude,
works out,
I know.
Like
It's like
I know what the percentage is from my YouTube stats of the genders that play this game, and having 100% of the people subscribe to me on Twitter being female is
Like something
not
right here.
realistic. I wish it were, but it's not.
How does it feel to like it makes you feel good when you get like you see one of those big names they like your stuff like ha I'm doing something good right now.
It
It
does, but you know, not that you need a trick to do this, but I mean, I think most people that follow me know that I'm pretty positive, pretty, you know, I'm never going to be this guy that has like a negative, yeah, take on something or a thumbnail that's super dramatic and is like,
try to do the clickbait type
WTF.
thing.
Yeah, like all the
Yeah.
things that actually get you clicks. I'm just not wired to do that, but I am wired to put a spotlight on people that I love. Like I love loving Marvel. I've always loved Marvel. I love the artists. I love the authors, and it makes me feel good to speak just genuinely and
Yeah.
nicely about
You
them.
keep
And we live in a world where
you
that's
keeping it
rare.
real. Yeah, I mean that's all you're doing is like you're literally just keeping it real, just keeping it
Yeah.
authentic.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of person like I'll pick up a book and I'll I still I go to the the comic store every Wednesday and I only pick up a comic or two, but I I smile. I mean, I'll read these things with just a dumbass smile on my face, and that little moment of joy in a hectic day, reading a comic book on my lunch break before going back at it and being miserable
Hmm.
for the next 4 or 5 hours is it improves my freaking life, man. So to take a couple of minutes and say, hey, I just read this book, and holy crap, like Erica Schultz is so good at these cameos, and here's why I love them, and here's why it's great, and here's why it's like nostalgia done right, and all this stuff, and to have her like it and say thank you, or to I've had the like I'm a big fan of the artist that did the 10 issue run of Laura Kinney Wolverine, Giada
Hmm.
Belviso. And she's relatively new to Marvel. She only
Uh-huh.
did a few things, and I felt like she was a little bit of an up and comer. So I just went on my way to give her props. And she'd get back with these authentic, like, oh, thank you so much. It means so much for you to say that. And it just warms my heart to know that I brightened somebody's day just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've always been wired that way, and Blue Sky is a great place. If you're wired that way too, if you do not like the negativity of say Twitter, freaking go get yourself a Blue Sky account and say nice things about people.
I mean it pays to be nice. Like it literally pays to be nice. And it's not that hard to be nice. Like it's literally not that hard at all to say nice things.
Yeah, and even if it didn't pay, like I'm stuck doing it because that's just who I am. I would do it whether I got a response or not. But yeah, but why be miserable and negative playing a game? You
Right.
know, we're grown ass men. Both of us have toys and miniatures and comic
Literally.
books behind us, right? I'm 50 freaking years old this year, and I'm still doing the stuff I did when I was 13, and I would not have it any other way. For me, that's like winning at life.
Yeah.
That I am the same person I was when I was 13. Just a little more stress in my life, but in terms of what I love to do, I'm the same. I'm the same kid.
That's I mean that's definitely great to hear. Great to hear. So, I mean, from the last time we talked, we've had a bunch of new kind of Marvel projects come out.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, me and Brandon and Spencer, we get on this thing every week and we talk about all the movies and TV shows that's out, but we don't often always get to hear from like other people.
Mhm.
So, I just want to kind of get your thoughts on some of the projects that's come out recently. So, it's kind of starting from the beginning. Did you get a chance to watch the Fantastic Four movie?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, every movie I see opening day. I mean, the day tickets are on sale, they're purchased, and I'm in there, middle row, right in the center. Every every movie, like literally there's been. And I don't think that's ever going to change. No matter what the movie is, I'll see it. And yeah,
Yeah.
I
Should I
really
do? Oh wait,
enjoyed
wait,
it.
wait. Should I do a spoil? I mean, I don't. It's on Disney Plus. Like, is it on Disney Plus?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
well, as of now, you can
Maybe
buy
not
it. I
yet.
don't think it's on
Okay.
Disney Plus yet.
I
All right, so
guess
I'll stay away from
maybe.
spoilers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, you know what? Spoiler alert, the
okay,
movie's been out for a while. And if these people are in the Marvel game, come on, man. I know they've seen the movie.
yeah.
So this is your official spoiler alert. If you have not watched the movie, just come back in like 15 minutes and we'll see
Yeah.
where we're at. So yes, tell me what your thoughts on Fantastic Four.
So yeah, all in all, I would say, and I forgot if we talked about, so Thunderbolts came out first. I forgot if
Um
Thunderbolts had come out
we
when we
so
last
we
spoke.
talked about Thunderbolts
Okay.
and I think Daredevil was right at the end
Okay.
towards that and I went back and seen when it came out. So Fantastic Four was like the next thing.
Yeah. So I'll say this. I have seen Thunderbolts like 3 or 4 times now, and I've only
Hmm.
seen Fantastic Four once. So
Same
with
for
that
me.
in
I've
mind,
seen, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
I think I did like Thunderbolts a little bit more
That's fair.
than Fantastic Four. But I mean, I've collected Thunderbolts comics, so I'm more invested in that whole, world. I mean, for several different team incarnations, I've enjoyed the Thunderbolts. So, I like the Thunderbolts more as a team than the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is never really my team.
Same for
That
me.
said, I thought it was a great movie. The second act in particular was amazing. Uh, the way they did Silver Surfer,
Oh, they did a fantastic job.
unbelievable.
I
Um,
was oh, you know what? I remember last time we did talk, I thought that this would have took place on I think I thought in the past and you were like it's an alternate universe and you turned up being right.
yeah,
But I also don't watch trailers.
yeah.
But when they first announced what's her name is Silver Surfer, I was like Silver Surfer. I was like, how come they're not doing Norn Rad? I was like, I got to see what's gonna happen. And I will say she did an amazing job. Oh my goodness, she did such an amazing job.
I mean, I literally, when she did her speech, I herald his beginning, I herald your
Er,
end, I
Oh, that
herald
was
Galact.
so good.
I literally got chills, even though I had seen her say that in the trailer.
Hmm.
I got chills just hearing that, in a movie theater, that great sound and everything. Such a well delivered line. And then the whole chase scene in the second act
Oh, that
was
was really good.
one of the coolest scenes I could remember seeing in a Marvel movie on the big screen, where I was just like, wow, that's worth, you know, the price of
Yeah,
admission.
and you're talking about like when they're like chasing her and she ends up like getting stuck in a black hole and everything, and like,
Yeah, and then she's like
yeah,
literally
oh
surfing,
yeah,
and
that was such a cool scene. Yeah, her surfing on there, that was such a cool
yeah,
scene.
it had Star Wars vibes too, with the trying to shoot her, and but the beams would kind of get sucked off into the black hole. I thought that was like a very nice kind of sciency touch
Yeah,
to it. It felt like a smart scene too. It wasn't just cool. It had like, crap, they got to worry about the physics of all of this as well.
right.
I really liked. If it had like a little bit of a science fiction-y vibe to it, more than most Marvel movies do.
And Galactus looks so good. Like,
Great.
oh
Yeah.
my, he looks that first time you see him like just like sitting down in a chair, and then like you see just like how big he is. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they did that thing with this one.
And I tell you, that's the blueprint. Like when we think about, because I'm always thinking about the game whenever I'm watching the movie. So I'm thinking in my mind, all right, you got 3 rank 4 guys and 1 rank 5 guy in the thing going up against like, how is this going to happen? He's rank X, but it wasn't really a fight. They didn't defeat him. You can't
Right.
defeat Galactus. You can delay him.
Correct.
And that was their approach from the beginning. I'm like, man, that's the blueprint. If you want to bring Galactus into your MMORPG game, that's how you go about doing it. You don't set it up as a battle. You just put that out of your mind and you say, all you got to do is get him to fall into this thing, or get him to do that, figure out a way to use your powers, not to like knock his health down, but to weaken him, distract him, and which is what they did. I thought that was brilliant. Even like my favorite detail is how they show you when he's sitting down and then he gets up. They show you that those tubes that are stuck into his back are what's like powering him. It's almost like fuel lines or
Right.
whatever, right? He's eating these planets, and then his ship is converting that into energy. Like I thought they explained that pretty, or they showed that without telling, right? Perfect storytelling. They showed that. And then they showed Reed Richards when he had like that pole or whatever, stabbing him in those fuel ports in the back. And you saw some of the energy leaking
Yeah.
out. And that's just, again, good storytelling as to, well, how do you defeat him? Well, you weaken him. You kind of lower his reserves. So when people were saying, like, how could they have pushed him back? It's like, well, they explained that to you. Like he was off balance. His energy was low. It's like they literally every action they took as a team, as a family, led to him being just distracted, weakened enough to get pushed into the portal. So I thought that was brilliant. And I know a lot of people just got stuck on the you can't defeat Galactus. I'm like, I don't know if you were
I mean,
really
they yeah
paying
they didn't
attention to all of those
they didn't
details.
defeat him. All they did was just prolong him. Like
Yeah.
they just pushed him away. Um, what do you think about the uh the characters? Like each one of the characters, like Pedro Pascal. Are you buying him as Reed Richards?
Um, that's a good question. I guess the one thing I'll say is in terms of like I think a lot of people are going to compare these characters to the previous comic movie incarnations, whereas I like to compare them to the comic book.
Same.
And I like their take on Human Torch because I think I think Chris Evans was like, a little almost like a little over the top in terms of reading the comics. And I've read more of
Hmm.
the classic, like the early comics. Like I started at Fantastic, I mean, not at the time, but I went back and I'm like, let me read Fantastic Four #1 and read some of those classic stories. And I think they freaking nailed it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Like they really captured the 60s versions of these characters. And Johnny Storm, especially, I think they did a good job with because he was this hot-headed guy, but he was also incredibly brave. And he was the first to kind of be in battle, the first to like make a sacrifice play. So that scene at the end where he had to get knocked out of the way by the surfer and he was going to sacrifice himself, he does that like two times in the first three Fantastic Four comics.
Yeah.
He is that guy. He's like willing to sacrifice himself. So I've heard some people say things like, "Oh, that's not Johnny Storm. That's not Johnny Storm's character. He's more like selfish or whatever." I'm like, that's just not the character. That's just not. I mean, like you haven't read those stories. Uh,
Yeah.
Maybe they have written him differently later. In the 80s or 90s, I wasn't reading Fantastic Four comics during that time, but in terms of the classic 60s stories that these movie characters were based on, like
Hmm.
I think they did a great job. Sue Storm was amazing. I
Yeah.
mean,
I think she
just
did really
so
good too.
good. Um, as someone born in Brooklyn, I would have liked a little bit more of a New York accent coming out of thing. Like, because obviously in the comics they really overdo it.
Yeah.
But that's that's fun. I can enjoy that. I don't feel like I'm being poked fun of. Um, so yeah, that's such a minor little nitpick though. And then Mr. Fantastic, yeah, I mean, I like that they made him like brooding. He's not a happy-go-lucky guy.
Uh, I loved when he was basically like, I have to think about worst case scenario. I have to be the one to think about it so I can try to figure out how to get out of that situation. And like other people was like not understand, like they were mad at him, but still it's like that's what he has to do. And it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's tough. That's tough to live with. Like you have to be the one to think about the darkest thing and what could happen from it, but how do you get out of it?
yeah, and in a way, it's almost like him becoming a dad. There's a little bit of, it's a little bit of a dad's job or any parent's job, but I can only speak as being a dad is like sometimes you got to think about, well, what is the worst case scenario and what can I do to keep my
Yeah.
kids safe? And he's just doing it where he's looking at the whole world as his
Right.
kids. But now he's got a kid, so that's going to be really fun to see how that changes in his next appearance, whether it's his next movie or in,
hmm
one of the
Which
announced
is
movies.
which is crazy because I'm telling you right now, if I came back down to Earth and people are like bug me about Galactus, I'm like, we didn't find him. I don't know. I wouldn't tell them anything about trying to trade my kid for. I wouldn't have said nothing. I was like, you know what, we got to prepare something. But I was like, I wouldn't have told them anything when I came back.
Yeah, but you know what? Like one of the great things about Marvel characters is they are flawed,
Yes.
right? And you can look at him and you can say, "Well, I wouldn't have done that." It's like, yeah, but Mr. Fantastic is really book smart, but there's a reason Sue
That-
is the one talking to Mole Man and
yeah.
talking to the UN and talking to the press. There's a reason for that. Her ego score, is a little higher than Reed's. Reed might be one of those guys you give like a -1 to.
I get it. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Fantastic Four movie?
Oh shit.
I know at the time when I watched it, I had to pull up our rankings. I gave it an 8, but like that was like fresh coming out the theaters. Probably should give it another rewatch. Let's see if I still feel an 8.
Yeah, I was thinking as you said that my gut was an 8, and I forgot what I said for Thunderbolts, but I feel like Thunderbolts is a 9, but 8 is still a great time. I mean, 8's a
Oh yes.
great movie, right? So yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought Thunderbolts happened to be one of my favorite post Endgame movies, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean they did a really good job with Thunderbolts. Like I was and also not knowing the new Avengers thing, how that just popped up at the end, I was
Yeah,
like, oh, that was really good. Because I kept wondering like why they were putting an asterisk at the end of
yeah,
Thunderbolts when they kept teasing it. And I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. Okay, I get it.
yeah. I mean, I think they did so many great things in that movie. Like U.S. Agent is like awesome. I
Oh, he got
love,
redeemed. They redeemed him a lot in that movie.
and I feel like, it's another thing. It's like they redeemed him, but they didn't change his personality into some perfect
Right,
superhero personality. Everybody is still a screw up, right? In
right.
their own way. They're all still deeply flawed individuals, but that's what makes them fun on screen. Like, I love the fact that Alexei can be so earnest and loving and empathetic and like such a, you know, emotional person when it comes to, White Widow, but then just be completely oblivious when he's in the cereal aisle with a complete stranger and be like come
Yeah,
across as a creep or
which I am definitely going to bring back up Alexi once we get to Marvel Zombies. If you've seen that one,
I
I
have,
think
yeah.
okay, I think he did a really good job there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But okay, so then the next one is Ironheart. How did you feel about the Ironheart show?
I think I liked Ironheart more than most people. I really enjoy it. I saw Ironheart at least 3 times through.
Oh
I
wow,
I liked it. Yeah, I really liked it. But I like that whole like kind of it's different. I mean, it's different from what we've seen. Again, talking about flawed characters. Dominique Thorne did such a good job of acting out a flawed character with her panic attacks, which comes right from the comics, right?
yeah,
That is a character trait that Riri has in the comics. The dynamic between her and Natalie is from the comics, right? Natalie's, like that, all of that is so well converted. And that's the core, right? So you have some of the other characters in the gang that I don't know. I mean, I guess a couple of them were hit and miss, but that's fine because their job that they're not the main characters, right? Like
right.
they're you can only spend so much time, spread the spotlight around. But the whole dynamic I thought was fun and cool. And I like the little heists that they went on. You know, you got a couple little heists that they had to do. And yeah, I just thought it was fun and different and a good exploration of what happens when you take a character like like her and take stuff away from her and watch her world kind of fall apart. What are the things she would do to kind of get her world back together? And when you look at it with that lens, it's like I don't think the stuff that she did was crazy or unrealistic. It's to me completely believable why she made the choices she did.
Yeah, I felt so bad for not Joe. Yeah, it was Joe. What's his name? The son, Obadiah Stane's son. I think it was
Oh,
Joe.
Zeke Stain.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Zeke,
yeah, he was
Zeke.
Joe McGillicuddy or whatever to start, and
Yeah.
then he was Zeke.
Oh,
Yeah.
when she freaking dropped that little piece of the material that she used and they like tracked it back to him and then he got arrested for it, I felt so bad. Oh, and I was like, I knew she was gonna do that. She
Yeah.
just completely messed his life up. Oh my goodness. And everybody around her, like, she kind of affected their lives a lot. It was interesting to see them pull in some of the supernatural stuff, combining it with a lot of the technological stuff. Like, that was a really good dynamic to see. Like, when she went to go meet old girl in the store. Like she flipped the whole world upside down and
Oh,
find
Zelma.
out. Yeah, Zelma and
Zelma Stanton.
yeah, you see they're like freaking dealing with Dormammu and you're like, oh, okay, this got really interesting right here.
I not only well, one, I loved Zelma as a character from reading Strange Academy to the
Hmm.
point where, you know, half a year before we had heard that Zelma was going to be in Ironheart, I had brought Zelma in as a supporting character to my actual play.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I statted her up one way, and then we saw Ironheart, and then we just got together as a group and say, yeah, we are totally redoing this character. It's going to be a retcon, but we're going to have the MCU version of Zelma because she is so freaking cool. And the stuff that she can do as a support character for our party, especially with
Hmm.
the travel between the worlds and stuff, is like, oh my God, that's going to be so cool to have her on hand. So one, I thought the actress did a fantastic job, and I thought they did magic in a really cool way. But two, gosh, it sets up like Strange Academy or something like that.
I'm ready for them to get into more of the supernatural side of Marvel. Like I'm looking forward to it. They need to like I want them to almost not redo Moon Knight, but like I want them to explore Moon Knight a little bit more. Like I enjoyed the series, but it's not the Moon Knight that I wanted. So like I want them to introduce him in a different way. I don't even know which way I want them to, but like bring in Moon Knight, bring in Blade, or whatever they're gonna do with Blade. Like
It,
just do something with Blade.
10 or 20 more years and we'll get Blade. Don't worry about it.
I'm like, oh my goodness, man, just do something with them. Like, and I want them to bring in Ghost Rider. Like, I
Mhm.
want them to bring in Johnny. Like, I want them to dive more into the supernatural side of Marvel. Because yeah, the magic stuff is like really good. So I'm like, it's right there. Like the one shot that they did with not Swamp Thing, Man Thing,
Mm.
and it's like I really like that. Like, I want to get more of that stuff.
Yeah. I love, yeah, the Werewolf by Night one shot. The only thing I don't know that and I didn't think the actress was bad, but I didn't necessarily like that take on Elsa Bloodstone.
Oh yeah, from yeah, Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's a very different personality that she's got
You know
in the
what?
comic books.
The only I did not know who she was until Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which you got to play as Elsa Bloodstone on that. I had no idea who she was before that game came out. And I think that was like maybe 2018, maybe
Mm.
2017 when that game came out. Yeah, I had no idea who she was. So
Yeah,
yeah, when
she's
I saw her pop up, I was like, that's pretty cool.
yeah, she popped up in I guess recently in Blood Hunt, and she
Hmm.
was on a team with White Widow, Hallows Eve, and Dagger from Cloak and Dagger.
Hmm.
They had a little mini series through Blood Hunt that Erica Schultz who I mentioned before, wrote. Erica Schultz also wrote Laura Kinney Wolverine, and she did a lot, and she did some Elektra or Daredevil, Woman Without Fear. She had done, so she's done a lot of really good comic books lately. And she wrote that, and she did a great job with that group of characters. Like I really felt like I got to know all of those characters a little better. Like I freaking love Hollow's Eve as a comic book character, and then the statting up they did of her in the Spider-Verse book was genius. I mean, it was so good, so perfect. And she's got to be one of the most fun characters to play in the Marvel game right now because she's so versatile.
Okay. So with Ironheart, I mean the ending.
Mm,
I did not expect for Mephisto to show up. Like I did not. He that was the way they introduced him was just absolutely amazing to me.
yeah,
Like just a conversation. It was literally just a conversation. I was like, oh, I need more of this. And I did not expect her to take the deal. Like so, like when they're showing it and everything, you're like,
yeah,
oh, she's not gonna take the deal. Like they're just teasing this thing. She didn't take the deal. And then you see her actually hug Nadia. And I was like, she took the deal. What an excellent job, Marvel. Good. This is what I'm talking about. Good job right there for actually allowing her to take the deal. Because let that be in Spider-Man, he might not have took the deal.
yeah,
I mean, he's took it once before, but I don't know. I feel like in MCU, you wouldn't see him take the deal. What a great job to actually make her take the deal. Because like now I'm like, okay, season two, where are we going with this one? Like I
yeah,
need, and that's unfortunate. I don't even know if we'll see a season two. I feel like a lot of people was kind of hating on the show, but I hope we get a season two. I hope we see more of Fisto, and I want to see more of what Riri's gonna, how she's going to maneuver life going forward, and like what is the thing that's going to be basically taken from her. So like, yeah, I want to see what they do here.
yeah. I mean, I agree totally because they never actually they show like the hand being extended, and then they show you Riri kind of like reaching in a little bit, but it's like
Hmm.
she could have been grabbing another slice of pizza for all you know. They never showed the actual handshake. They deliberately cut it off. So yeah, like you, I wasn't sure which way it was going to go. And yeah, I think from a storytelling perspective, so much more interesting
Yes.
that she did that. So interesting. And yeah, and with with Doom coming and Doom's history with Mephisto, where, Doom's driving force was to get his mother back out of hell or whatever. And you know, there's some good stuff there. There's some good stuff with Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And so just with him being there as a character and then knowing that these other characters are coming, like a rebooted Ghost Rider, like you said, a Johnny Blaze. I want to see a Johnny Blaze. Sorry. I want to see Danny Ketch. I think we've had two movies with Johnny Blaze, and I think, if you're gonna have Nicolas Cage have a cameo in one of the upcoming movies as Ghost Rider, I think it's time to move on to Danny Ketch. And I like,
You know they're gonna go. You know they're gonna go with the new Robbie. Like I feel like Robbie has gotten a
oh,
lot of
maybe,
love. I feel like they're gonna go with Robbie. Like I mean, well, he did show up in Agent of Shield.
yeah.
I think they go. I think they go Robbie.
Oh, it's just time for another side bet here. Hmm.
I mean, that would be
I'm gonna
interesting.
say I haven't heard anything on this. I don't think they've announced anything,
Nah,
but I think they're gonna go Danny Ketch for some reason.
I mean, he's definitely like out of. Well, would you would you think Robbie is more popular than Danny? Because I feel like a lot of older
Hmm.
generation. So you
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
you guys love Danny, and I love Johnny, but I think a lot of the newer age really likes Robbie.
Yeah. I mean, I was in high school when the new Ghost Rider came out with Danny Ketch, and I posted about this somewhere online. I mean, maybe I was high school just going into college, but that's when Mark Teixeira took over the art for Ghost Rider, and that like blew my mind. Like if you're not familiar, I think he takes over at like issue 8 or something, somewhere around there. It's like at least 6 issues went by, and then he did a cover, and then he did one issue, and then it wasn't straight. But once he started being the regular penciler for Ghost Rider, I was just hooked on that comic. The art was so good. And then you had like a Punisher guest star, right around that time. Like, I don't know, maybe this is like 92, something like that. Maybe I'm off. But yeah, that's what drew me in, like the art and the story. I really liked the fact, my recollection is correct, that for Danny, it was his sister kind of being sick that made him do the deal with the devil versus the traditional. I mean, actually, this is the way why Ironheart was cool. It was for like a best friend versus like a lot of times if you go back to Johnny Blaze and you even just go back to the original Faustian stories, it's like usually a love interest,
Yeah.
right? That you do it for. But I remember thinking I thought it was really cool that Johnny, it was, it was his sister. It was the reason he did it. I hope I got that right.
Yeah,
Sorry, Danny. I screwed up. I said Johnny. Danny did it with his sister. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see, yeah, who they kind of choose to go with. Like I said, we've already seen two of them, so I mean, they could go Danny. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Did you watch Agents of Shield? I think we talked about this before. You've seen
Yeah.
Agents of Shield? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
like what they did with the Ghost Rider there?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially given the fact that it was a TV show with a limited budget.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
actually, just the way the skull looks, where it looks different for Robbie. It's got that kind of almost futuristic. It's got like cleaner lines.
yeah. I know what you mean.
That's
Yeah, his
probably
head is
better.
different.
Yeah, that's probably better for TV, lower budget anyway, than making, just because it's, less texturing you need to do. But yeah, I mean, I remember the special effects were perfectly fine for a TV show at the time. And yeah, and he had his brother right in the wheelchair and shit.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
I like those elements too, where it's not just a traditional love interest. That's the reason you make this deal.
Yeah. Now I go back and forth with this a lot on Ghost Rider. I'll go back and forth with I really like Robbie's Hell Rider, but I also really like Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
Mm.
So it's like I go back and forth on like which one is I think is favorite. Like I think they really did good with is it Camaro or no, it's not Camaro.
I think
I
it's
don't
a
remember what kind.
Charger.
Yeah, it's Hell Charger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like that too. So I don't know. We'll see. And if they do a live action, no matter what Ghost Rider do, like we know it's gonna look really good.
I just, if they bring Ghost Rider in and you've got the Punisher there, I just want to see the scene of Ghost Rider, whichever one it is, staring into John Bernthal's Punisher's eyes and giving him the penance stare. And John Bernthal just basically saying, like, I don't have any guilt
Oh
over
yeah, I don't
anything
feel
I've done.
guilty.
That shit's not gonna work on me. You know, that's what I
Oh
want to
yeah,
see.
that would be an excellent scene too. John Bernthal, oh man, he's that guy. Like he is that guy with the Punisher and also all the other moves that he does.
Oh, he's so intense. He is the man. Yeah.
So, what would you rate Ironheart? So, I remember when we reviewed it, I was a little iffy on the first two episodes. Episode three, it started to pick up, and then four through six was excellent. So, I remember
Yeah.
giving it a seven, watching that one straight through. What would you
Yeah, and
give it?
I would give it a 7 as well. Again, and the last 3 episodes were a different director than the first 3 episodes. So for anyone who's thinking, oh wow, yeah, it definitely picked up. That's a new director for the last
I don't know.
three.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I didn't hate the first couple, but just like you, I think it started getting a little better episode 3, and then as soon as the new director kicks in, I'm like, awesome, just really good job. The
what did you
special
think about?
effects. We didn't even talk about the special effects.
I
The
was about to say
suit,
I was about to say the suit in the hood is
amazing,
like yes.
amazing. The suit looks so good. I felt like the suit, and even Natalie in the suit. I haven't put this into my video on the battle suit video. Like, I
Hmm.
had to do a Natalie write up for that because I just felt like she had so much character, and when she was in the suit, like the suit moved differently. Like you knew when Natalie was in the suit, because
Right.
yeah, she'd be like dancing around a little more chipper,
Yeah.
whereas Riri's a little more brooding and anxious. I mean, that's just so well done. The fact that you know who's piloting this suit based on the way the suit moves. I mean, and then have it look good. That's just great CGI and great directing.
What did you think about the hood, Anthony Ramos' character?
I mean, I, I'm trying to think. I don't know how many comics I've actually read with the hood in it. Like, not like a ton.
I've only read one, and it was actually a an event. I think it was Infinity Wars, I think, or it was either Infinity Wars or something that had to do with the Infinity Stones, and he
Hmm.
was basically given one of the stones.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I see. I didn't read that one. I think
that's literally the only thing I've ever read with him.
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I didn't have like a real sense of what I wanted that character to be on screen. I thought he did a perfectly good job. I liked the character. I liked his sort of descent into madness a little bit, getting a little, you know, getting a little more of a temper as he went, and hurting the people he loves. As things go by, as the black tendrils in his skin kind of creep up towards his face. An interesting ending where he's looking to get more magic power.
Oh
Um,
yes, I forgot about that. That was after the credits, right?
yeah, yeah, and then he meets Zelma. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting to see. Like, yeah, are they gonna bring that character back in on something, or that just like one of the many things kind of Marvel teases, and then we don't get anything from it?
Maybe they do something different than what happened in the comics and they have him training at the Magic Academy if they go that route, because that's what he was kind of asking for, a little more magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows?
Okay. This next one, I will admit, I did not watch it. It literally dropped out of nowhere for me, and then there's so many other TV shows that I'm always watching. Eyes of Wakanda. Did you watch this one?
I did, yep.
What did you
Um,
think about that one? Yeah,
it's same thing. It kind of came out of nowhere for me. I felt like Marvel
market that
did
one.
not market it. Yeah, and that made me initially think like, oh, it must suck. But I didn't think it sucked. I thought it was good. I wouldn't say great. Mainly because I guess it wasn't really a story I felt like needed telling that much. I mean, it
Hmm.
was kind of cool at the end, the tie-in with Killmonger. Like that was cool
How,
at the
how, how did
very end.
how did they tie that in? Because yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I'll watch it one of these days. But how did that tie in?
So the story basically is how historically throughout the years, we're talking going back to the Trojan War, how all of these Wakandan agents would go out into the world sort of as spies and do things like reclaim pieces of vibranium or weapons made out of vibranium that were taken out of Wakanda. So that's
Oh,
kind of
like we seen
like
in
the,
Black Panther.
yeah,
Okay.
right. And so yeah, at the beginning of Black Panther, there's that hammer that had the vibranium in it that somebody stole. And then someone from a Black Panther from the future comes and said, "Oh, we have to make sure that vibranium gets put back in that museum so Killmonger can find it because otherwise, the future will be lost." But that element of it was only kind of tacked on, kind of like in the last episode, I guess.
Hmm.
Like and all the other ones didn't really talk about that much. I don't know. To me, it felt kind of like a little scattered. I guess some of the individual stories were better than others.
Was
The
this an
one,
anthology series?
yeah, felt like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, there
okay.
it does kind of have this thread that sort of gets tied together, but I don't think it's like super strong. And frankly, I feel like we've got so many awesome Marvel characters that we've introduced and don't know a lot about. Like, I would rather follow Okoye or, any of the other, what is the name of the new suits that they got in
Oh, like that
the,
blue
the,
ones.
yeah, the
I know what you're
Midnight
talking about. Yeah, it was
Angels or
like the
something like
yeah,
that.
it was like that blue and black suit or whatever.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, I don't, I never read any comics that they were in, if they were in, so I don't know much about them. And maybe the fact that I can't even remember their names, maybe that's like that would have been a cool thing to focus on, like rather
Yeah.
than here is a character you've never heard of before that died 2,000 years ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
So from that perspective, I mean, you know, I I would have rather they take all of that effort and put it into even like, like one of the reasons I loved Marvel Zombies is because you get to focus on these characters that we know and we recognize, it's the voice actors are the same, so like
Yeah.
that's like so cool. But the one character I did like, even though it's a character we haven't met before, but they brought in a version of the Iron Fist in I think episode three, it was three or four for Eyes of Wakanda, that I really liked. I thought that was a pretty cool episode.
Okay. Yeah,
Good fight scenes. Yeah.
I know Brandon on the main podcast, he felt as if, and he said it from the very beginning when they first announced it, that this should have been a live action show versus an animated show and focused more on, yeah, the other people from Wakanda. So that was really his take. Like he wished it would have been live action and really focused on more of the people we've seen so far in the MCU, more of the Dora Milaje
Yeah.
girls. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Like, for example, when they showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah.
All right, like
Oh,
that
that
was
was a good
cool.
scene. Oh
Yeah.
man, she took Bucky's arm.
Oh, it
Oh,
was
that was
all
good.
right. How cool.
That was
Like,
good.
right, you remember that scene, even though it was like, not the best. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't like Loki or WandaVision level of good. But you remember that scene because there's this
Right.
character that had a small role that you get to expand because it's TV. Like that's what the TV shows should be doing.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I was pissed off that Maria Hill got killed off, so relatively quickly, right? Yeah, it's like, no,
She's
this is
very
when you,
important to she's very important to Shield.
yeah, it's, and on top of all that, it's like, Samuel L. Jackson is getting up there and he can't do this forever. Don't you want to
Oh
have
man.
somebody? Now,
Don't
I'm
even
hoping they do more with Quake
Oh yes, from Agent Shield.
because
Daisy
Quake,
Johnson
yeah, because she
ends
took
up
over
running.
Shield for a little
Yeah.
bit in the comics. And I really liked that little phase because she was, a little more rebellious than most
Yeah.
Shield, oriented folks. So I would have loved to see her have a role. But hey, that actress is young enough where she could come back and take that role. Why not?
I really like that you said that we have Maria Hill and even Quake because we talk about on the main podcast all the time. It's like Samuel L. Jackson, these last few appearances that he's made in the MCU, he ain't been doing his best. He popped up in Secret Invasion, and I was like, that's not the best. We've seen him do better. He popped up in what's her name? The young teenage girl, the
Oh,
Inhuman.
he was in the Marvels.
Oh, that's what it is, the Marvels. Yes,
Yeah.
it that wasn't his best either. It's like we might need somebody to take over for for Mr. Shield man, Mr. Head Shield
Yeah.
man.
Hey, we can take his son, right, that you brought in to
Oh
your
yeah.
actual play. There you go.
Dang,
Nick
you know
Fury
what?
the third.
It was so funny. Like I when I first started, I was like, okay, I don't want to keep Nick Fury in. I want to make my own character. So yeah, Jay Fury is
Yeah.
who you are brought in. I wanted to create him, and then I got tired of being like, all right, Fury this, Jay Fury, Nick Fury. I was like, let me just bring in Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So, but okay. And then the last one that has come out since we've last talked, and we've been kind of teasing about a little bit, Marvel Zombies. What do you feel? Which is that's our most recent episode. So if people want to go back and listen to that review, we got that one out there. What did you think
Yeah.
about Marvel
Yeah,
Zombies?
I haven't heard your review on that yet, so I'll have to listen to that soon. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was really cool. I loved that it was like hard, mature.
Yes.
The the blood and gore was fun.
Hmm.
Absolutely. The next video I'm going to put out is going to be, spoiler, not spoiler, a teaser, because it's taken me a while, but it makes you think like we don't have things like a zombie origin in the
Yeah.
game. We don't have a zombie infection, right? So I'm thinking about how I would do all of those different things. So it really got me excited for the concept of zombies in the Marvel universe, where what if I didn't feel that way?
Yeah.
Like the one episode of What If Zombies, I actually did not like. I didn't like it at all.
Mm.
I thought,
Was that
and
season 2 or 1
I
when we got
think
that
it
Marvel
was,
Zombie?
I think it was two. I
Okay.
might be off though. Um, Definitely wasn't three. But yeah, tonally, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the bodiless Ant-Man. I just thought that was goofy. Um, Stupid me. I'm like, how is he talking when he doesn't have lungs to? And I'm like, Fuzzy, you're thinking too hard about this. It's
No,
a,
you know what? There, on the review, I stopped for a second because I'm like that and stuff. Like if I'm watching something, I will get taken off for a second. Like I start thinking too hard about it. And I'm like, let me not think about it. So during that review, we stop and we talk about can zombies actually survive underwater? Because they have no lungs,
yeah,
so it's like they can technically, I guess, breathe underwater. And then we started talking about, well, with the pressure and everything, bust their lungs. Like we got caught on a rabbit hole right there of zombies being in the water. Because like this isn't the first thing to ever put zombies in the water. And so I'm just like, logically, can zombies really exist in the water? Just like walking down in the deep? And I was like, they probably could. They don't need to breathe. So
yeah. They did that in Walking Dead. They had a scene where they were all kind of like underwater and you couldn't see them
yeah.
until they popped up. So yeah, I would say yeah. In fact, I gave them the environmental
Oh, like the weird breathing
yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah,
No,
something.
not the breathe differently one, the environmental protection or whatever it's called, where you can like kind of breathe in space or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, Marvel Zombies. I think the only trailer I saw for Marvel Zombies was they showed the one with the Moon Knight or Moonblade or Blade Knight, whatever they call him. I think it's Blade Knight. Blade Knight basically chopping up Ghost. And I
Yeah.
saw that trailer and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, and I saw it was rated,
Mm.
mature, and I was like, oh, they're really doing this thing. And oh, I absolutely enjoyed Marvel Zombies. They did a really good job highlighting, like you said earlier, like the characters we don't normally get to see all the time. I am a little mad. We keep seeing Shang-Chi freaking animated, but we keep not seeing him live action. But
Yeah.
I digress.
Right. We see him in the Wild West. We see him fighting zombies, but it's like, can we see him like kicking ass
I
on
know.
screen?
I know. Yeah, they did really good from episode 1 to episode 4. Like I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that series.
And I
Again,
tell
also
you,
we see Blade.
I don't know, this might be a bad parenting moment, but I was watching it downstairs, and then my 9-year-old comes down and sees it's a
Hmm.
cartoon. I said, "What you watching, Dad?" I'm like, "I don't know if you watch this, honey. It's it's a little blood." No, she's like, "Oh no," and I think she loves. She saw the What If one
Hmm.
because we she and I we watched all of What If, right? And the What If zombie one wasn't that bad. So she's like, "Oh, is this another? Is this like What If?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." And she's like, "I really want to watch it." I'm like, "Okay, let's see." She didn't have any nightmares, and we watched 2 episodes. And the next day, she's like, "Can we watch more?" And we watched the whole thing together. And
Nice.
had no problems with it at all. And she's asking questions. I have to explain to her, like, all right, so that's kind of Moon Knight and kind of Blade, and here's what had happened. And this is, but it's kind of a, it was a good opportunity to work in like who Khonshu was. And I'm like explaining this stuff
Yeah.
to like my 9-year-old, and she retains all of this stuff. So she really likes Wanda just in general. So
Hmm.
seeing Wanda as the queen of the zombies, she really enjoyed. And she saw Thunderbolts with me, so she liked seeing Red Guardian and Yelena, and she liked seeing those characters as well. And she didn't get upset that they died because she knew, I guess, because she knew it was kind of like she's thinking of it as like a new season of What If,
Yeah.
and she knows crazy stuff can happen in What If, and it's not gonna. It doesn't mean the characters are really dead. So she went
Right.
into it with that attitude, and she really loved it.
Once I saw like they had, killed off Ironheart and like, oh, they killed her off. Like her and Kate, they like killed them off real fast. I was like, okay, so heroes can die. I was like,
Mm.
I didn't know who was gonna live and who was gonna die. I was like, these people are going through it. Like they
Well, I
were
knew two
struggling.
people that were definitely going to die. When we saw Rintrah come, and then there's the other two,
Hmm.
magic users that might have well has been wearing red shirts when they got introduced. I was like, oh, they are so dead. And sure enough, they did. But they took out a bunch of people, on the way, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean the way that you saw like when Thor first pops up and like
Yeah.
and he's with Rocket and Groot.
Mm.
And then you just see Rocket just like immediately get turned into a
Yeah.
skeleton. I was like, oh boy, like what are they gonna do? I was like, there's no way out of this. I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I was like, how do they defeat them? And then when they go down deep, as soon as I saw the water scene on the review, like I tell them, I was like, oh, I knew we are getting Namor. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way you get to the water and you don't see a Namor. I was like, yeah, he's gonna be a problem too when he gets there.
Yeah. But yeah, but I mean, I think it's great that, this is an opportunity to bring in characters like Namor, because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, Namor is still a thing. Like, because sometimes they'll bring in characters in movies and you don't see them for like way too freaking long.
Yeah.
Because Marvel's kind of got to tighten these stories up a little bit and really stop messing with the order that they come out and stop with the delays and everything. To your point about Shang-Chi, it's like, yeah, we have this end scene where, you know, uh, Aquafina's character is supposed to be getting trained in Camartage, and that's like, when did that movie come out? It's like, when are we going to see her again?
Dude, they are
Yeah,
like, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, why have we not seen this man? Like, he is so powerful right now with the 10 rings. I'm like, we have not got a chance to see him. So it's like, I don't know what's going on with that. They gotta get that thing figured out. Bring him in.
I feel like they have been taking chances with characters, which is good. Um, there's a world in which, I mean, there's a world in which Black Panther never gets made because they're like, well, I don't
Yeah.
know if we're going to sell enough tickets. There's a world in which Ms. Marvel doesn't get made. There's a world in which, uh, Namor coming in with Black Panther too. Like, there's all of these, you know, bean counters that are probably saying you got to wait to see if the character lands before we bring him in again. And
Hmm.
then I think that's why we have these gaps. But in a way, it's part of the reason you love these characters is by seeing them interact with the other characters. So by waiting, you know, it it, it kind of doesn't give that character a chance to really flourish in the right way.
Yeah.
Uh, I think White Widow is a good example of a character that they did just say, we're gonna just do. She's gonna be part of this world. And you went from Black Widow to the Hawkeye series to Thunderbolts, and she got, on screen 3 times.
Everyone loves her.
Yeah. And maybe they were just confident enough in Florence Pugh, and why wouldn't you be? Because she's like so good in all those movies, so good
Yeah.
and so funny. Like she cracks me up. I still randomly will just watch that scene, like the macaroni and cheese scene in Hawkeye with Kate
Mm.
Bishop and her. It's like what a well acted scene. Every scene the two of those actresses are in together is magic.
Yeah,
When they're in the
they did really
elevator
good.
and
Yeah.
Kate Bishop goes to hit all the buttons, I still laugh every time she does that. And the two of them are going back and forth. And God, yeah, Florence Pugh is just great. So yeah, but you know what? A lot of these other actors and actresses are equally as great, and you could roll the dice with them and not worry about it. But maybe, maybe they weren't 100% on some of the actors and actresses. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Shang-Chi, like we have our Marvel rankings, and I think I have him at like the movie either at number 11 or it just cracked the top 10. I can't remember which one I have it. But like I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. Like they did really good. I mean a lot of people sometimes also complain about the ending with the arrow shot. It's a little crazy that she mastered that. But I really enjoyed Shang-Chi movie.
Hey, if it can happen in The Hobbit, it can happen. But yeah,
uh
Simu Liu is great.
yeah.
Like I felt like he was probably an actor that was on the rise, and I felt like they could have trusted him, um, maybe a little bit more than I don't know, say like Letitia Wright,
Hmm.
maybe who didn't have the name to carry a movie,
Yeah.
so I could see maybe why they would waver a little bit on a character like that. Oh, do we want her to be the new Black Panther? Um, I mean, it would have been great if they brought Killmonger back,
Yeah.
but of course, no one could know that Chadwick wasn't going to be there for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that
That's
was tough.
still like just a crushing loss in general, but for Marvel, just a huge
That's a
loss.
major one. Yeah, that's a major one. I mean, one more thing about Marvel Zombies. Well, two more things. I really love that seeing Thanos, zombie Thanos.
Mm.
I was like, whoever turned him into a zombie, kudos to you because you did an amazing job. You deserve zombie of the year because once he got that Infinity Gauntlet and he started to learn more, I was like, oh, he's about to be a problem. Like he is about to be a big problem. So they did a really good job that episode. And then Spider-Man talking, he's saying like, hey, this is this is like, but this is not that story. And I was like, oh my goodness, that was really good. Like at that episode 3 was like my favorite episode.
I agree with you totally. I love that scene where he kind of, I thought, respectfully narrated him saying Wakanda forever.
Oh
And
yes. Oh, I just got
I,
chills. He's like, I
it,
heard him say it under his breath.
and I heard some people like say that was that was like a negative because you have like Peter Parker speaking for the Black Panther. And it's like, no, I thought that was kind
What?
of like respectful for like Chadwick Boseman, that like
1000%.
you don't want to have someone else come in. It's like you can totally recast the character of Black Panther, but I don't think, having that Black Panther voiced by someone else, like that I would say would be like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe that character needs to stay kind of dead. But if you're gonna have that character there, what a great way to honor him. Because did he do the voice he
He did the
Chadwick
voice
Boseman
in
did the
this
voice
season
in, well,
one.
yeah. So I
Hmm.
think, yeah, that solidifies it for me. I mean, come on, like you cannot have another voice actor come in and say that. So at least give it this moment of reverence of like having this, especially Peter Parker. You have this wisecracking child
Hmm.
speak with that gravitas. It's like that really puts the spotlight on how, much respect he's giving the Black Panther.
Yeah, that was such an excellent line. He was like, yeah, I just heard him say on his breath, Wakanda forever one last time. I was like, that was good.
Yeah.
Excellent writing there. What would you give Marvel Zombies? Scale of 1 to 10.
I would say let's put it at 7.5. Let's put it at 7.5, leaning towards 8.
Okay, that's fair. I gave it an 8. I too, when we talked about it, I was going between 7.5 and 8,
Mm,
and since we never do anything in between, I went with a higher grade of an 8 because yeah,
mm.
I really enjoyed it, and I have no idea where season 2 is going because that ending, I couldn't tell what was happening. Like I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm interested to see like what's really going on.
Yeah. And I'll give you two quick details that I really liked. When Thanos is sort of practicing, I love the fact that you can see the gauntlet, you can see the rock split in half, and then you see the green light glow
Hmm.
and then a reverse time. It's like little things like that, I think, are just great attention to detail. And I love seeing stuff like that. Again, that's showing, not telling. You're not saying, oh, he's mastered the time stone now, and he can, you're just showing a little flash of green, a rock reversing and coming back together. The other thing I really liked is how they changed Black Panther's fighting style because he was missing a leg. And
Oh
they,
yeah, it was like crawling, right?
yeah,
Did the
so
little
they,
crawl
yeah,
run?
almost like
Yeah,
galloping on all fours, but on all three and a halves, or whatever you want to call it. But I really like that he's still like super effective in combat and still a complete badass, even though he's missing half of a leg. Like
yeah.
I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah, that reminded me of the Deadpool Wolverine scene when Wolverine was kind of running on all fours like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
that they did really good with Marvel Zombies. Like I said, I'm looking forward to more of it.
yeah. Me too. Yeah, as is my 9-year-old. Like that's it? Only 4 episodes? Oh, sorry, honey.
Okay, well, now we will get into the book. But before we get into the book, I would like to say if people are still with us, I had a chance to talk with the people over at Demiplane, and they provided me with some digital codes for the new Avengers Expansion book to get that digital download. So I'm going to make a post on Instagram and for you to basically I guess get into a drawing for one of these codes. I just need you to I guess like the post and follow the page, which is I guess I should have had the page ready, but it is the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I think you can also type in LMG podcast as well on Instagram. Um, and so, yeah, just like the post, leave a comment of who your favorite character is from the new Avengers expansion. And if you don't have the expansion yet, just let me know which character have you do you like enjoy playing with. And that will get you entered in for a drawing for one of these three codes. And I'll have some other things going for the last two codes, but I'll announce that once we get there. So again, just follow LMG Podcast or the League of Melanated Gentlemen Podcast on Instagram. Like and comment on the posts. So we got a new book, and you have your video out.
Mhm.
I guess I assume I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody who's listened to this podcast probably has seen your video, but your video, you broke down the book. Give me your quick thoughts on the book, and what do you think about it so far?
I mean, one, each one of these hardcovers is just like, an A. You can argue, is it an A? Is it an A plus? Is it an A minus? I mean, they're all some flavor of an A in my book. These are really high quality books, and especially the rules. For me, I like the fact that we got a ton of new rules, but really focused on like almost like new systems, like the iconic items, the battle suits, the headquarters. These are new systems that it's like a box of Legos they just dumped out, and you can make anything you want. In our live play, we immediately started putting together a new headquarters, like the day the book came out. We're like, oh, I can't, because we happened to be in a part in our story where we sort of acquired a second headquarters. So now we have one headquarters using my old rules and adapted the new rules. So that level of excitement of like, oh, there's all of these character concepts I couldn't do before that I can do or do better now. It's like you don't get that feeling very often 2 years into a game's life to have still new excitement being breathed into the game. So for me, that just tells me that the creativity of Matt Forback and he's an endless well of fun new stuff that we can do, and it gives me such hope that when we do get like a magic themed book, which I hope we will at some point, or
Hmm.
a cosmic themed book or space themed book, it's going to be that same new thing that we
Yeah.
didn't even know we were missing it, but we're going to get it. We're like, oh my God, this is amazing, and then we're all going to be playing magic themed campaigns.
I think the headquarters was definitely a big one because yeah, I have a headquarters and I never fully like fleshed it out.
Mm.
And this gives me the opportunity to definitely not go back and flesh out more things inside of our headquarters. So yeah, that one was also a big one for me.
And the
Um,
best thing about it is like because of the way the rules are written and they're written so like holistically, where they fit in so nicely with all of the other rules, like it makes it so easy to homebrew your own.
hmm.
Um, like I was thinking about like something I won't get, I haven't put this video out yet, but uh, in my actual play, we we came across a situation where somebody asked, like we came across an animal and we were thinking like, oh, could we tame this animal? And we're like, well, there really aren't powers that allow you to tame it. You need to like train it and stuff. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. We just got introduced this concept of downtime activity. Let's make it
You
a
can use,
downtime activity,
yeah, so
and
you can
you
use that
can
downtown.
and you just look at some of the other rooms and you can say, all right, this is going to be, call it whatever you want, and a kennel. And it'll give you an opportunity to bring, your little companion animal with you on some adventure, and it will have this effect. So just knowing those rules are there, I'm saying like this was like day one this came up, and we're like, oh crap, we could use these new rules for this purpose that maybe there wasn't an easy way to do it.
Yeah. I'll say so I outside of the podcast, I was running one other group and one of the guys played with he created a character where he can basically communicate with animals. And yeah,
Mm,
he had the trait where you can just talk with animals. And I remember when we were running the murder world, like you come across all the dinosaurs and everything. Like he was trying so hard to tame one of those dinosaurs, and I didn't really have an answer for him trying to necessarily tame one. So it's like, dang, if I ever run into that situation now, I got a better game plan for that one.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. How about you? What were your thoughts on it?
I thought it was really good. There was definitely a lot of characters because I'm not the biggest Avengers fan. Like I just started reading Avengers when the run. It's the who was the writer on it? It wasn't the run that just came out, but it was the one before, and it lasted for a while. Hang on, I got trying to think who it was, and it was the first time like I really like I guess read the Avengers book, and it was dealing with it had Black Panther, and Thor ended up joining, Blade ended up joining. Trying to remember who the writer was on that. Okay, oh, got it right. Okay, so the writer, oh, Jason Aaron. I don't know how I forgot Jason
Mm,
Aaron's name. So that was like the first time I'd ever like read an Avengers book, and that team was kind of all over the place. So this gave me more of kind of ideal of like how to play an
mhm.
Avenger, be around the Avengers. This is definitely one of the big ones for me, just because I didn't my knowledge wasn't there. Like I feel like I knew Spider-Man more than I knew the Avengers.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, adding in all new rules. I mean, getting more stuff for shields, the headquarters, like we mentioned, all the new characters, the maps because I'm a big map person.
Mm.
Um, I love that they added all these maps. because I'm like always scouring the internet for maps. And
Yeah.
so when I can get a real map from the real company, it's like, okay, bet I need this. And then also just all the different Avengers teams. Like I said, I knew some of the Avengers teams, but there were some I was like, oh wow, I did not even like the Avengers of the 1950s, no idea about them.
Yeah, I'm
Like
with you on that one. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this it makes for once we finally finish the Cataclysm King, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to dive into what's next. Like I want to mess with all these different teams. Again, like I know we talked about the Thunderbolts. The only exposure Thunderbolts team I know is the one with Red Hulk and the
Oh,
Punisher
Elektra,
and Elektra. Yeah, like
Ghost
that was
was Ghost Rider on that one? No. Who was he? Oh no,
um
Venom. Venom was.
yes, Venom.
Yeah.
And so like that was the only exposure I really had to the Thunderbolts. Like
Yeah.
outside of that, didn't really read Thunderbolt stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, really.
this book is a big deal.
I like that series. I've got that series. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
actually
I'll
a pretty
buy
good one.
almost anything with the Punisher in it, so I'm a sucker for that.
And then the battle suits. I mean, I haven't got to do it yet, but I'm going to definitely start creating battle suits. And these guys that I'm playing with are definitely about to get run into some battle suits. So yeah, that was kind of good to get that.
Yeah, and yeah, especially for like enemies,
Yes.
I've been reading AIM is making a little bit of a comeback now in the comics.
I saw did I see was it Venom was running it or Kid
Venom, yeah,
Venom?
all new Venom. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fighting
that's crazy. I
AIM.
just saw that like a week ago. Yeah, was he running AIM for a little bit or something?
No, so well, I don't know that I'm all the way caught up on all new Venom, but Sunspot was in charge for a
Oh, that's who
while.
it was, Sunspot.
Yeah, and then that went away, and then it was an all new Venom. I think that was the first time sort of AIM came back as a proper evil team, evil group.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were wearing like these suits, were wearing like Iron Man-ish suits.
And
And I'm like,
not just the beekeeper suits.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that makes them, and why not? Their aim. Of course they would have tough suits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the timing of that was perfect. I've always loved AIM. And now I'm gonna love him at a slightly higher rank than some of the villains I've got.
And we also last time we talked, we tried to do a prediction of what characters we actually would see in a book. So I went back and looked.
Oh
So
gosh, why would you do that? I think I was probably 0 for 5.
not I don't think you did too bad. So you said you thought we would get a Doc Samson, which did we get Doc Samson? I would have to go back and see. But you said Doc Samson, Jarvis, Rick Jones. You wanted a Luck of the Pizza Dog. You wanted the Great Lake Avengers, which they got a shout out as far as like being a team. Oh no, that was the West Coast Avengers. Oh no, they did get a little shout out for like being a team. And then you said Captain Carter, Frost Giants, some different Iron Man suits, which of course we got those, and some different Hulks. So
Yes, I did
you wasn't
terribly,
too far
is
on.
what you're saying.
I mean, you got the
I
Iron
mean,
Man suit,
I took some swings in there for sure, but definitely did not get. Yeah, so Doc Samson we did not get.
and
Uh,
he doesn't have a superhero. Like he just always goes by Doc Samson, right? I don't think he has a superhero
I
name.
don't think so. I mean, maybe
Okay,
he did for like a little bit, but yeah, he's always been Doc Samson.
okay.
What was some of the other? Yeah,
So
we didn't
yeah,
get any of the
Rick
Great Lakes
Jones,
Avengers.
no Great Lakes.
Yeah, did not get Rick Jones. We got a couple of Hulks, but I think that was like kind of like a
But
no-brainer.
Did the Great Lakes did they get a shout out in like one of the chapters, or was that just the West Coast? It might have just
West
been.
Coast got a bunch of shout outs, but yeah, they didn't. Uh,
They didn't get any of those
maybe they got
characters.
mentioned, but like not. We didn't get like a map for them or anything of substance. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't do too much better. So I said Hunter's Moons, the Avengers BC, which I mean, we got them, not them, but like they got a shout out, like
Oh yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah.
within like the first chapter of it. We got I said the Avengers AI team, which I don't think they got a mention. But I said Red Skull with Professor X's brain,
Mhm.
and then Sauron. So I mean, I was definitely way off too. But
Well,
we did get a bunch of other characters in this one.
yeah. I'm gonna give myself a D for those predictions.
It's it's always hard because like I want them to put this character and this character in, and then you like you see who they put in, like, oh dang, I didn't even think about this character or that character, and like they have such a deep back that they can even pull from. Because I
Yeah.
mean, the Avengers is one of the OG teams, so they've had a lot of members.
Yeah, there aren't too many characters that I would have been like, oh, get him the hell out of here. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a couple in there like I had never even heard of. Like I've probably seen a picture of them, but like just to kind of read a little bit about those characters. Like for example, like I got one pulled up right here, Archon.
Yeah, I'm with you
So
on that.
I
Archon
think
didn't never heard of him.
so. If it's the same one I'm thinking about, I have a one of the books behind me was during Battle World, and I think this might be the same character, but they basically pulled him into Battle World, and he had his own little series where he was running around and stuff. I read it once, and this was years ago, so I don't even remember if that you yeah, Weird World. Okay, I see it's based in
Mhm.
Weird World. So yeah, I said Battle World. I mean Weird World.
Yeah.
Uh, so like I have him, but before that, I had no idea who he even was, and even after reading it, I barely remember the story. So yeah, I mean they had some characters in there. I was just like, yeah, I don't know, no idea. Avenger Prime. These are
That's the
ranks.
other. Yep. I did not never heard of him. American Dream,
I'm
never
like
heard of
that
before.
freaking Loki, that Avenger Prime Loki. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what happened with this? Like, what is this? I'm like, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
J2 was another one. I mean, when I
I've
saw
heard
that,
of
I'm like, oh,
J2.
Kid Juggernaut. And I'm like, oh, no, wait, there's a Kid Juggernaut? Like, who the frick is J2 then if he's
Oh,
not
never
Kid
mind.
Juggernaut?
I was thinking Jocasta when you said J2. Yeah, I didn't know
Oh,
who
yeah.
J2 was. I was like, ah, yeah. So it's and also I need to look up the difference between the two, but they gave us another Black Panther. Um, I didn't understand, which I haven't even looked at the difference. What was the change with this one? Like I see maybe his iconic weapon, but yeah, they gave us some characters that we've seen before, but of course they changed up stats. And it's funny because like looking at this Black Panther now, I only have one Black Panther comic or like a small run, and it's a Ta-Nehisi of Coates run, and this is literally what it was, like the intergalactic Black Panther, whatever they called it back then. I literally only bought it for the cover, and then I ended up buying like the next three issues. But yeah, I was like, oh, they got another Black Panther in here. So yeah, they gave us like some characters that we've seen before, but changed up the ranking a little bit.
Yeah, they have one they put him at a higher rank. Which if they did that, I would rather they do that kind of like what they did with Thor, where you have All Father Thor at
Yes.
6, and then you have the regular Thor we got in the core rule book at 5. Like I'd rather they do things like that so or if you had like Rune King Thor
Hmm.
at rank 6. Um, yeah, having two characters both called Black Panther, one at 4, one at 5, is confusing to me. Like, figure out, put something in parentheses after it, even if you gotta make it up.
And I wonder if it's because like we're getting when the first core Ruba came out. Well, this Black Panther run would have been out after anyway. But it's like I wonder if like he's just gotten more powerful as time went on. So it's like, hey, he got more powerful. Maybe we should kind of up him. That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, it's like I don't know what the difference would be.
Yeah, and they just put that they call it like call him King Black Panther or King
So,
T'Challa or something like you can change the name up a little bit just to like make it a little clearer. I mean, I do like the fact that we are getting different ranks for different characters, especially some like Hawkeye, maybe that are definitely needed or enough people were asking for like a higher rank.
hmm
We got the better iconic item he's got now with the quiver. But yeah, same thing there, right? I don't think the names. I think the names were the same. I'd have
Yeah.
to look it up, but
Some of the interesting characters, like I was looking at it, I thought it was funny that Bruce Banner is ranked one, but Tony Stark is ranked two. And I didn't understand why that was a difference there. What's what do you think the difference was there? Because like to me, I would think both of them would be a rank two character. Like I wonder why Bruce Banner was a rank one character.
yeah. So I think with Tony Stark, you have to build him in a way that then allows you to put the suit on and kind of get to the same stats.
Hmm.
Whereas the Hulk, it's just an alternate form. Like you're, yeah, that's a completely different character. Especially if you look at, say, like the Savage Hulk, right? There is no Iron Man suit you can put on that is going to lower Tony Stark's logic. So his logic has to be pretty high. And if you had him at rank one, his logic could only be a four. So I think what they did, and then also when you're in the suit and the Iron Man suit can do things like elemental barrage that rely on ego and legitimately, Bruce Banner doesn't have like that charisma that Tony Stark does. So Tony Stark is really smart and he's also got the charisma. So you had to give him stat wise the high ego because he needs it to really operate the suit. So I think that's, you can add, the suit can add more melee, agility, resilience, even vigilance. You can say it's sensors that are in the suit that would raise your vigilance or improve your reflexes a little bit to go faster in the initiative order. But yeah, I think that was it. It was the fact that Tony Stark is more of a battle suit, which is more additive, whereas the Hulk is an alternate form, which doesn't have to have any relation whatsoever to the original stats.
Gotcha. Okay. I think one of my some of my favorite kind of chapters in the book, or more of like ideals I want to kind of pitch for a game, is of course the 1 million BC Avengers. Like
Mm.
I really want to do that one. But another one I thought that would be like super fun is the Pet Avengers. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I have this idea that I want to put the Pet Avengers, but run the Deadpool role plays the Marvel Universe. Like I'm thinking about kind of combining those two things and just have everyone play with Pet Avengers.
That
Uh,
would be fun.
I think that would be pretty interesting. But I just love like they just have just so much just randomness about each of the different teams that we have here.
Yeah.
Are there any adventure hooks in here where you're like considering like, oh, I would love to do this?
I mean, I really loved that they gave the 50 state initiative some love and, laid out a bunch of the teams as they related to certain states. Because I really loved reading about that in the comics. Um, and the very first campaign I ran was based on that, was based on the 50 state initiative. And it was a great excuse to have the lower rank characters come in. Actually, I don't know if it was my first campaign. It was a very early campaign. Actually, it was. I think it was right. It was. I know it was right after the rules for getting school came down. Not in the X-Men book, but 6 months prior in the Tony Stark's workshop document. As soon as that came out, I was like, oh, playing like a low rank character is going to be so much fun right now. And the first thing that came to mind was the 50 state initiative. So yeah, that I think is a great hook. If anyone hasn't read that, go back and read some of those stories. They got these little known characters that pop up, which I always love to see, and some pretty messed up stuff happens. Pretty messed up stuff happens in it, and yeah, it definitely makes for some good role playing opportunities for sure.
And then another thing, I mean, all these books have, well, all of them. The Spider-Man book did it, and the X-Men book did it, and I guess this one continued to do it. Is the random encounters because as a
Yeah,
narrator, it's like you you might lose creative, I guess creative thoughts or have a mind block or something. And it's like they have the random encounters right there for you to kind of, jog creativity. And so like I've always been very thankful for them for doing that because like I'm telling you, my mind all the time, like I'll get going and then I might forget something.
Yeah.
And so if I have this set up, like okay, I can roll a die to see what the situation is, where it's going to be at, what characters are going to be there. It's like okay, that can help me get going. So yeah, I really like that. I hope they continue doing that as well because that helps a lot for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I like that they included that as well. Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot to, put that in there. And yeah, like you said, if you're actually just all of the hooks, the adventure hooks they've got, they have pretty much three for every major team that they
Hmm.
talked about. They've got three hooks in there. And that's great because those hooks, I mean, you could play games and games and games just with one of those hooks that they've got. And I mean, and to me, that's one of the great things about this game is like you've got so many comics, so many hooks, so many ideas, so many groups. Not that hard just to like grab one and run with it. And you
Hmm.
don't really need to be as detailed in your plot as maybe some other games because you,
Right.
generally speaking, you'll know enough about these groups. You'll know enough about Hydra. You'll know enough about AIM. You'll know enough about whoever you're going to throw in there. That if your players throw you a curveball, you can react to it much quicker than if you were reading some published adventure. So I have so much fun coming up with my own adventures because like I don't really come up with adventures. I come up with the skeleton of an adventure, a rough idea of
Hmm.
where they're going to wind up, and then just let the players tell me what they want to do. And it's like
Uh,
so much more fun to me than like kind of like railroading them a little bit
see,
through.
that's where that see that is, and it's probably because like I'm still such a new narrator, but it's like
Uh,
I need almost structure. Like it's hard for me to like just give my players the complete freedom to do whatever they want to do.
uh,
Uh, I have to have some structure. For example, like right now, I'm actually working on the Marvels. Like I
yeah.
tell people all the time, like my favorite comic run, is the Marvel, which introduces the entire world to every single, I guess, main event that would happen. So like I'm working on that right now, and so I've been reading the comic back and forth, setting up everything. But it's like I need that structure and adventure hooks, like for me, like I can use them really well to get me going, but then it's just like, okay, well, what if they say they want to go left instead of right? And I'm like, ah, dang, now I gotta try to figure out something. I think it's just because like I'm still such a new narrator, and just new to RPGs in general. It's where I struggle at sometimes.
I love the chaos of not knowing what the heck my players are going to do. Now, it's probably because I've been, the first game I GM'd was in 1987, I think.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a lot longer than I haven't. But I did something really fun the last game I ran where, kind of running it a little bit like a sandbox, which again is like one level of giving up control as a narrator. But then I told them, like, usually, the last game, sometimes again, since we're playing in the real world, we can just use like Google Maps and say, like, where do you want to go? And I would kind of guide them. I would be sharing Google Maps. And I said, you know what? I ain't going to share anything with you today. You tell me what you want to do. You show me on the map where you want to go based on the information you have, the clues you've got. You just tell me you drive. And I just sat back and let them tell me. And in a way, that's like almost terrifying.
Yeah.
But I'm the kind of person is that's like good stress for me. Like that's what fuels my, my ideas and gets me like listening to every word. And I think for them, at least I sensed this a little bit that I felt like they were thinking more about what they wanted to do versus like, oh, yeah, Fuzzy said we should be going to this next room or follow this next plot hook. But as soon as I took my hands off the wheel and said, I'm not going to suggest a thing, you all of a sudden they're like talking to one another. I'm like, all right, let's review all the clues. Let's figure out what we're going to do. And that game happened to be a game where they pieced together more of the plot than they had before.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a combination of things. One is me, I am worried less about connecting the dots and I'm listening to them more. Also, I'm able to do more active listening rather than directing. And I think that allowed me to kind of guide them a little more towards, oh, yeah, well, you said this. Remember this other thing happened, or oh, make a roll to see if you remember this other thing. And yeah, and by the end of the game, I just felt like we progressed more as a group, even though I did not know exactly what they were going to do. I knew I won't give the spoiler because it's not out yet, but I knew they had to infiltrate this one area was an option. I didn't even have like the exact monsters or enemies plan that they were going to fight. I was just like, let's see how they attack it. Are they going to go in it stealth? Are they going to go into the sewers and pop up that way? Are they going to try and fly in? Are they going to like I had no idea and it was so much fun doing it that way.
See, and I okay, so question because I've watched your Blood Hut videos and I know like you have your own maps that you
Mhm.
kind of make that you make and put together. Do your players also see that map or is that more of like for you? So like it's like I can let them have I guess creative control of like which way they go, but it's like I don't know when it will get out of hand. I'm trying to figure out because like we use a lot of pre-made maps for them to be able to see. But like I want to get to the point, and I'm attempting to do it in this new campaign that I have going to setting up. Is like I won't let them see none of the map. I see the map, and they can tell me which
Mm.
way they want to go. Is that how you do it? Like how do you do it?
Yeah, so I guess this goes back to like playing like let's go back decades to when I was playing D&D and you're going into a dungeon crawl, right? And you're going into a dungeon crawl, you truly, at least the way we played it, truly don't know what's ahead of you. So I would like cut out each room in paper. And as the player said, all right, I'm going to go into this door, I would put out a new piece of paper and tape it to the this big floppy ass map on the table. And really maintain that fog of war. But then when you're playing in any modern game, right? You can you can look at a building on Google Maps. You can do some research and find the floor plan
Yeah.
to whatever. So in one of the games, they were going to the public library of the Boston Public Library. It's like, yeah, you could just Google Public Boston Library and see the map. And so that's the map that I used, is the one that they could see. So no, no hidden anything, because of course that's not the point. The point is what's going to be in the room. This room you're going to enter is called the tea room or whatever. But what's going to be in there? What kind of
Yeah.
atrocity are you going to see on the other side of that? So I've really gotten into this, like, just show them the map. Because if whatever is on the map is the surprise, then that's not much of a surprise. It's like, it's like it's got to be the things that are in the room, what's happening there, the sounds, the smells, all of that stuff has got to be the impact. So in a way, it's almost like I don't want to say terrifying, but it's worrying for a player, for you as a narrator to just say, I'm just going to show you the map. And they're like, why? It's
So
like, oh, because this, I don't care what you see on the map. It's the stuff it's the tokens that I'm going to put down that are going
yeah.
to scare you shitless.
Okay. So, and then so I mean we use Roll20 and I mean I'm subscribed to probably a bunch of different Patreon accounts where I get maps and stuff from. And so another thing that I struggle with is like placement during a battle if I don't show them the map. So it's like
Mm,
it's one thing for them to see on Roll20 when a character is within, melee range.
hmm
But then if I take away that, and I'm like, okay, well, he's about melee range of you, or maybe he's like 5 steps or 5 spaces away from you. So like, it's like maybe I just have to get more. I guess more descriptive with how far people are away from each other. Like if I choose to go the route of not showing them a map.
Yeah. Or, you know, here's my take is you can say to a character like, "Hey, in your mind, do you feel like you're within, 10 spaces?" You're like, and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, you can be within 10 spaces. That's fine. All right, cool. You get your shot off. Guess what? You're also within 10 spaces when that guy goes. And it's that guy's turn now, and he has a pistol too. And you're 10 spaces away." So it's like everything evens out space wise. So even if a character was, or even if a player was like, say, cheating, which I think most players don't do, and, maybe saying, "Oh, I'm closer in my, than I thought I was." Well, who cares? Because now the enemies are closer and they can do the same thing. It's like everyone's, so if you agree to in the moment a distance, just you as the narrator, use that to your advantage, like the enemies would. And the other thing, like so I had this moment in the last game I ran where the characters started traveling in a pickup truck. And I had these special rules for my headquarters that said you can make a logic check every morning, and you can have like a little, old school A Team montage where BA Baracus always every episode of A Team. I'm totally dating myself here, but they'd have this montage where they would soup up the van and they would, put armor on it or make it faster, give it nitrous, whatever. And my character rolled a Marvel. I'm like, "Oh, and he got a success." I'm like, "Ah, it's fantastic." So I let him boost. Usually, I'd say you can choose to either boost the speed or the health by 10%. And he rolled a Marvel, so we did both. I'm like, "That's fantastic." So fast forward 2 hours later, we're in a position where everyone's on the pickup truck and the enemy's like, far away, and we're doing this theater of the mind. And in my mind, I didn't have the exact, you know, uh, distance planned out.
Hmm.
So I said, like, well, you know what? But you did get that extra boost of speed this morning. So I'm going to give it to you because you rolled that Marvel 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So the decision becomes a storytelling decision. And maybe, then it puts it in my mind that, oh, well, then the next time this happens and he doesn't, I'm going to say, "Oh, yeah, you feel like you almost could have gotten there, but you missed that logic check." And I think if you do things like that, like the character is now starting to think about, wow, if I'm going to be the type of character that's going to soup up my pickup truck to get these little bonuses, maybe I'm going to raise my logic score next time I rank up, where I don't know if he would have done that before.
Yeah.
So sometimes, yeah. So the short version is sometimes playing theater of the mind and being a little loosey goosey can actually lead to pretty fun role playing moments.
Okay. Okay. One of the things that this book also kind of gave us, and they gave us in the last book, is new stunts. We got a bunch of new stunts, which I mean, we got a lot of new stunts. Some of these are really good. Like, and these, some of these are just like regular ones that we've seen. So, for example, we had Thunderclap.
Yeah.
That one is one that we've seen the Hulk use all the time. Literally anybody who honestly who has strength. I mean, the thing does it to too. But like anybody who has strength does that clap of the hands.
Yep.
It was like such a simple thing. It's like I can't believe we didn't have it in the game before then. It's like it's crazy to think about. It's like I can't believe it's just now getting in, but the fact that they added in is like really good.
Yeah. And, and they said that they were going to lean this direction for the upcoming expansions, is that we're probably not going to get a ton of new power sets, let's say,
Yeah,
but we are going to get more stunts, which is great because then again, that gets you thinking from a homebrewing perspective. How can I twist an existing power, call it a stunt, and not have to invent a whole new power or whatever? So yeah, I love seeing all the different things. And in my stunt video for Spider-Verse, I talked about all the different ways the stunts modify the base ability. And if you just look at that, then it just gives you more ideas. Even the stunts that have battle suits as part of their prerequisites
Yeah.
is just food for creativity. Because now you're thinking, oh, what are all the things I can do in a battle suit that might be a little different than things I could do outside of a battle suit, like the Jet Ram one,
Yeah, I was just looking at that
for
one.
me
Yeah.
comes to mind. Because you don't, because you've got these jets, you don't have to the enemies don't have to be as far away as they did if you were kind of running and picking up a head of steam. So yeah, it's like little things like that. Even if you never use that one particular stunt, you might create three stunts of your own. Just looking at that, and you're sure it's going to be balanced.
Yeah. In terms of, I guess, your favorites, which I think I know what it is already, and I'm pretty sure you mentioned it, but you can mention it again. If you had to rank order all three of the kind of new expansions, so the X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Avengers, where would you rank everything? One, two, and three.
Yeah, yeah. So I did this in the video, and it was
Yeah.
hard for me to pick. I would again, they're all variations of A's. I would say for me, X-Men and Avengers are nearly tied at the top, and Spider-Verse would be third. And if you judge it on, God, it's so hard. It's so hard because like so many power sets that we got in X-Men
Yeah.
are so great, and we, of course, if you buy the Avengers, you get them as well for free. You don't have to go back and buy the X-Men expansion. So if somebody wins your Demiplane giveaway, they get a bunch of rules that originally came from the previous one. So you don't have to feel like, oh, not gonna be able to play the characters I want if I don't buy also the X-Men book. Yeah, it's so hard to say. I think I gave the edge to Avengers just because like these sets were just so joyful for me. These new, whether it's the iconic items, the battle suits, or the headquarters. They're so much fun to play with. But I've also gotten a ton of joy out of the getting schooled rules that it's hard not to give X-Men the props for that too. So yeah, they're definitely neck and neck.
Gotcha. I know for me, it's definitely the X-Men expansion goes
Mhm.
first. I really enjoyed that one a lot. And I would say I've definitely been enjoying this Avengers book a lot more than Spider-Man book because I mean the Spider-Man book is just like I mean they're spider characters. So it's like they shoot webs and they are pretty quick. But this Avengers book gave me a lot more I can probably play with once I finally get out the Cataclysm of Kang adventure. I feel like we've been in this thing so long. I'm just like I'm ready to get this thing over with.
Yeah,
But everyone has really been enjoying it. So and we're getting close to the end. I think it's like maybe six parts out of the whole book, and I think we're on part five.
right.
So we're almost out this thing.
Kudos for you for sticking with it, man. Yeah, that's a commitment.
Yeah, tell me about it. They don't know, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for this thing to be over with. But I've also been really enjoying it, and also with this Avenger books, they introduced a couple more of Kang variants too. So I'm actually probably going to bring these other two Kang
Oh
variants
yeah,
that
you can bring a
they
Mortis
collected.
in. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm actually yes, it'll be the next. No, it won't come out for a few weeks. But they're about to get introduced to all the different variants of Kang. So
nice.
okay, so Fuzzy, what's next? What's next for you? And what's next for the channel? What do you got going?
So definitely gonna keep getting the rules out. But I'd say where right now my a lot of my attention has been going with is been with this West Marches slash sandbox type game. The part of it's been reading the Avengers versus Aliens comics,
Oh, such a good comic, by the way.
Yeah, I really, really
Oh,
enjoyed that. Yeah, yeah,
quick thing, not even Marvel related.
yeah.
Are did you watch Alien Earth at all?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Alien Earth is they did such a really good. Oh, they did such an amazing job that show.
Every person I've spoken to, like in the flesh or that I know, like you, or loves it. And then you
Yes.
go online and it's like, who are these people coming from out of the woodwork that are
Don't
shitting on this like it was the worst thing ever? I'm like,
I
I don't, I don't understand it.
the internet, it never seems to amaze me what people. I think people do it on purpose too. I'm like, there's no way you didn't like the show. There's absolutely no way you did not like Alien Earth. Alien Earth was an amazing show. Amazing show. Yeah, I really
Well, I
loved it.
mean, listen, there's a certain percentage of people that if they see it's kind of got a female lead, instantly going to shit on it.
True.
You know,
True.
just like there are people that saw Prometheus that said it was great because of, because Fassbender is the big name, that movie. And I recently went back. I'm like, oh God, I really don't like, it's like, I don't love Prometheus and Covenant. I just don't like what they did with Alien. I mean, Alien and
Hmm.
Aliens grew up on those movies,
Hmm.
right? I mean, even as a even as a kid, I remember my mom got me this alien. It was like a xenomorph puzzle, freaking
Hmm.
jigsaw puzzle. And I was way too young. I was way too young to have this puzzle. And I remember it was very scary. And I didn't even know what it was, but I remember I put it together and I put the last piece in place and I took a step back and I looked at it. I was like, I was like so scared of it. Of the
Yeah.
xenomorph. I tore the puzzle up and put it back in a box. I didn't touch it for a couple of years. I think this puzzle must have been from the original, based on the timing or my memory of it. It must have been from like the original Alien.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I go way back with Alien, and I feel like Alien Earth, and I know that Noah Hawley talked about this a little bit. He only considers the showrunner, director for at least some of the episodes. He only considers Alien and Aliens to be his core source material. And I'm
Yeah.
like, freaking good because that's the classic awesomeness. And that's the reason I liked it. So I get it if there are people out there that genuinely liked the direction they went in with Prometheus and Covenant. I guess I understand why you don't like Alien Earth because it ignores all that stuff. And from my perspective is like good because Aliens Alien and Aliens to me was mostly about that horror
Hmm.
aspect. And Prometheus and Covenant, and even the names of the movie suggest this, got more into the where did we all come from stuff. I'm like,
It dive more into the
that,
lore of everything.
but like, that's, listen, if I'm not saying that, expanding the universe and understanding the lore of these creatures isn't good, but it's like the whole point of these creatures is that they had evolved into the perfect organism, right? That phrase, the perfect organism, was really important,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was like this evolution and became the man versus machine thing. And then you go and say, oh, well, actually, the engineers took some black goo and they made all this shit up. It's like, not in my, not in my world, not in my headcanon. So I am completely ignoring those movies. Listen, they were entertaining. Michael Fassbender is an amazing actor. I didn't hate watching them, but in terms of if I'm going to be setting a game in the world of like Marvel versus Alien, I am going to happily ignore those prequel movies or whatever. And I am just going to go Alien, Aliens, Alien Earth is my canon for my stuff going forward.
Okay. My bad. Didn't mean to take us on
Oh,
that sideline. But yes, what's next? You
yeah.
mentioned
So,
a
yeah. So, yeah. So, speaking of Alien Earth, like it really seeing Alien Earth and then reading AVA. I got really into this idea of like, well, what happens if the Aliens versus Avengers comic happened sort of like today rather than 40 years in the future? Like, what if you role played through something like Alien Earth, where the ship, let's say, hits Avengers Tower instead of
Hmm.
some prodigy building? What would that be like? So, I just got taken with this idea, and yeah, I think I'm gonna be, moving that forward in a little bit, and maybe in a way where even the community can get involved. Toying with this idea of making it a shared world where multiple narrators can kind of contribute to the overall story with their own players coming in and kind of setting it in this joint world. Still figuring out the logistics of how that would work, and it is ridiculously ambitious, but it could be a ton of fun. So, uh, yeah, so that's kind of like I think the next big thing for me is just seeing if I can get that off the ground and play with that and add, it's October, it's spooky season, so
Yeah.
the next video I put out is going to be is going to have some horror elements. So we're going to be talking about Marvel Zombies. We're going to be talking about Aliens versus Avengers. We're going to be talking about Alien Earth and how you can bring that horror aspect into the game a little bit because we don't, have a ton of. We got the building blocks, but we don't have a ton of tools to play with to run a
Yeah.
really good game.
Yeah. Okay. I will say, although I do consider you the biggest content creator, there's another group that you've probably seen, and I've definitely watched a lot of their videos. Those guys over at Action Dice,
Oh yeah,
TTG,
yeah.
dude, they do a fantastic job. Oh my goodness. I just want to tell them, like, kudos to you guys. You guys do an amazing job with those videos. I always love the little intro that they do where they like set up the story and everything. It looks really good. I was like,
Yeah,
they do a good job with that.
yeah. And one of the guys paste. So it's the cut and sorry, copy and paste or cut and paste. Oh crap, I'm blanking out on if it's copy or cut. Uh, but their Discord handles are Control C and Control V, which is just about the cutest thing you could imagine.
Yeah.
But Paste is actually I've been talking to him about the aliens thing. So
Oh,
he's
nice.
yeah. So he and I have been chatting about that. So that's been fun. Yeah, I mean those guys are great. I chat with them any chance I get. I try to share their channel. I had a Blue Sky post recently just getting like, hey, it's criminal that these guys don't have 500 subscribers. So yeah,
Oh,
if you're
I
listening,
agree.
fucking go out, subscribe to them.
1000%
They're,
agree.
it's just it's inspiring, first of all, just to see these two guys, how much they put into these videos. All those miniatures, they buy them and paint them.
That is impressive because they have some really good ones.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the most recent one with the Starjammers, I'm just like, oh, I never even thought about doing a Starjammers game. I'm just like, they do such an amazing job. I agree. Like, go subscribe to them and follow them wherever they are. They do a really good job.
Yeah. And just the fact that Paste uh, grew out the Corsair mustache, the handlebar mustache for the bit. I'm like, God, you guys. Yeah, they're great. Super nice guys, super supportive. I mean, they've been great supporters of mine, and I try to return the favor. Definitely worth your subscribe on YouTube for sure.
Yeah. Anything else before we head out of here? Anything else you want to kind of tell the people be on the lookout for anything?
Yeah, what else is coming up? In January, I'm going to be at the Philly area gaming expo. I've been really bad about signing up to run a game there, but I should be running a game, so I'll definitely be posting something about that. I think I'm going to be running Fantastic Four, uh, the new adventure that came out. which I haven't run that publicly yet. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, other than that, more the same. I don't have, gosh, I've got like 3 blood hunt videos in the can now. I've been just haven't been, it's been hard to find the time to edit. It's always a challenge to edit those things down. But yeah, lots of
See,
ideas. God, so much.
that's why I couldn't get the video, man. I was like, I know that just takes so much time
Oh,
doing video, but it's
it's
always worth it though. But yeah, so much time.
yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and the other thing I guess is for the aliens Marvel thing with that I'm calling it Alien Earth 616.
Nice.
Uh, so for that, I'm toying around with whether or not I should stream those to kind of get around the editing because there's no way I can take on the editing of
Yeah,
that and put it up online that way. So, but I'd love people to be able to see it. So we've been toying around with ways that we can get it out there on streaming. I've never done any live streaming before,
same,
so
same.
I'm mildly terrified of that prospect. It's honestly keeping me back.
I think for us it's whenever we do the main podcast, it's the fact that it's live
Oh
and
yeah.
it's live and whatever you say, it's right there
Oh
immediately.
yeah. And it's great to be able to edit. I'm terrified somebody's be like, oh, this idiot doesn't know these Marvel rules at all. He doesn't know anything about Marvel. He has to look everything up. It's
Yeah,
easy to look good when you're the editor.
yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. So, okay. Well, it's always been a pleasure talking with you and catching up with you. I mean, I have such a great time talking with you.
Yeah, and yeah, shoot, we've gone 2 hours almost here, and I could absolutely go longer. Yeah, you make it very easy. So thank you, Jordan, for having me on. And yeah, as I said before, absolutely anytime. I'll be happy to babble about Marvel stuff.
Appreciate it. So, just remind everybody, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page, like the post, comment your favorite character from the Avengers book, or if you don't have the Avengers book yet, just your favorite character in general from any of the books. And then don't forget to catch Fuzzy on the Details on YouTube. And so, with that, see you later.
Thanks. Bye bye.